You know, I usually like to build a simple yet efficient base design just because they're easy to build. But this time I decided to take on a bigger project and also explore the mechanics underwater. And this is what I came out with. Hello everybody, my name is Bilek and welcome back to another Horde Base series. This video is going to have 3 parts. First I'm gonna show you around the base and what kind of tricks that I used to achieve this exact base design, so that you can also build your own underwater base. Secondly, I'm gonna be talking about the zombo behavior underwater, which was kind of unique. And also test results, which I did quite a bit amount of testing before making this base. And lastly, we're gonna be doing some live action and take on the Horde and walk you through how the base is performing during the Horde. Alright, with that being said, let's get started. This base looks quite a bit of complicated, but it's actually not. It's actually pretty simple in terms of fighting the Horde. We have our main body of the base, which is our submarine. Also, it's kind of floating underwater. I used the invisible block tricks to make it float. We also have this seemingly kind of impossible staircase here, which the zombies will follow this path. Yes, they, even though they are swimming, they will follow this path. And we have a pole walk here leading to the main fighting area. I really like funneling down the zombies where I can have those juicy piercing shots with armor piercing rounds. And here we are gonna be shooting at the zombies or using our melee weapon through this window. And we have 2 sledge turrets. And surprisingly, I found that sledge turrets are quite overpowered underwater, which I'm gonna be explaining in the part 2 of this video. And we have this structure down here, which was kind of important for the base to work during the Horde night, which I'm also gonna explain very soon. And I also painted the submarine black because I wanted to maximize that stealthiness and kind of get close to a real-life submarine. I think it looks great. And also I painted the staircase and pole with black just to minimize what we see and maximize the stealthiness. And that's about it, man. This is the main base design. Alright, so let us start with the foundation. I used this catwalk rail only double end block trick, which I learned watching Cautious Pancake's video. If I place these blocks sideways and stack it on top of each other, it kind of disappears. The middle section kind of disappears. There's still blocks in the middle here. I cannot really put any more blocks, but I can walk through, or the zombos can walk through as well. And the submarine is being supported from one end to all the way to the other end. So that is how I achieved this floating base. This structure right here was necessary because our base was massive. When I was fighting the Horde, the zombies spawned either that side or this side. When the zombies spawned this side, it was no problem. The zombies were taking these stairs and we were doing the fighting normally. But when they spawned here, for some reason, they did not want to take the stairs. They kind of like came up to the invisible support that we have here, and then they swam up alongside the support and they started hitting the bottom of our submarine, which I did not like it. And I actually tried the different methods. Besides this particular structure right here, I tested the force field and everything, but because the zombos behave quite weird underwater, they like 50% of the time they are acting like they are on the ground, but also 50% of the time they're like swimming or like kind of like flying. The conventional force field and every trick that works on the ground wasn't working there. So I tried building this very simple structure, and I actually destroyed this support pillar right here. So this section is kind of empty. Worked well, man. The zombies are getting funneled through either middle or they walk around, and they are choosing to come up to the stairs. And I put these ramps to discourage the zombies swimming up and just take this path. It kind of worked. This explains how the base is floating. And this exact invisible block trick was used here as well. I am supporting all this staircase with the invisible blocks. I mean, you don't have to use the invisible blocks to build the staircase, but I just wanted to have that minimum building for the stealthiness. So I think this looks cool, man. platform right here where the turrets are standing are also being supported by the invisible blocks from here up top, just to, give more structural stability. Speaking of structural stability, these wings that you see here is also serving a purpose. They also have these invisible blocks supporting up top, give them extra structural stability, making this base much more sturdy. Alright, let's get inside the base. We have a SMG auto turret here to deal with the birds. And we have our hatch here for the base entrance. Let's go down. We have a bit of water here, but it's okay. This is the main fighting area, which we can use our guns or shoot at the zombos. And I have placed 2 scaffolding ladders here. This is to pick up our sledge turrets and repair them and place them back. And the rest of the base is empty. Yeah, man, initially I wanted to, have all the workbenches and storages inside, but it didn't work, man. So when I was building this base, I found out that there's 2 types of water in 7 Days to Die. And this type of water that I built my base in is very stubborn water. The only way for me to achieve water-free space underwater was to have 2 blocks high wall and place this kind of sheets both on the floor and also on the top of the roof. All you see here is covered with these sheets, and if I remove these sheets, the water will seep in. Even though we are surrounded by walls, this water was, very weird, man. You have to have these sheets all the time in order to have this space. Right now it's not actually showing, but you can see the press E to drink. The water is kind of like invisible. I tried putting forge like this without the sheet, but the forge wasn't working. Yep, I cannot really turn on the forge because the forge is actually underwater. You have to have these sheets all the time in order for you to have this breathing space. But if you go here and check out this water, I've actually built myself a home. Hey, lady, morning. Let's get inside. This is gonna be our door. Let's disable God. There you go. This has more space, and this doesn't have those sheets. So this water was, once you remove the water inside, there was no more water. And I was able to put down forges, storages, and everything, and the forges were actually working here. Yep. So I did try to design the base with the, everything inside initially, but I wasn't able to achieve that in that particular body of water. It was weird, man. It was really weird to build. All right, let's go back. Yeah, that's about it, man. More than half of the body is just empty space, and this is where we are gonna be doing the fighting. I mean, if you are building underwater base, you could probably build half the size or even smaller base, and it's gonna work perfectly fine. But this was just for the theme purpose, man. All right, so this was the base design. Very simple. I mean, the building is complicated, but it is simple. It's been supported by the invisible blocks, and we have our submarine, which is our home. And this is our fighting area, and this is where the zombos will be coming up with the invisible blocks being supported down here as well. I did quite a bit amount of testing before I, built that submarine. And zombies behave quite weird underwater. When they spawn, they actually walk or follow the ground, the bed of the lake. They don't really swim in the middle of the water, or they don't really swim on the surface of the water. They just drop down and then they follow this path, which is why when you are building the base, because the zombos are walking on the ground, it is best option for us to build the base elevated from the ground, make it harder for the zombies to reach us, and also encourage them to take the path instead of just start hitting the main body of our base. However, even though they are kind of like behaving on the ground, like walking, they were also swimming. So these kind of curvy designs, or all the conventional dropper or infinite loop based design with pit holes and everything, they don't work at all. For example, this oscillating pillar design, this is super simple yet extremely efficient base designs in terms of looping the zombies. On the ground, what happens is that the zombies will come up to the stairs and they will see this as a viable path, but they will just drop down to the pit and then they will loop around infinitely. But underwater, what they do is they just swim here, they walk along the stairs, and instead of them dropping, they will just swim straight to you, start hitting whatever in front of them. So all these conventional dropper based designs wasn't working at all. These regular pole designs and these vertical poles or these ramps or this incline ramp filler, and as well as the oscillating pillar designs, all these will not work underwater, this pit and everything, which is why this sledge turret comes in action. Let's go back here. Instead of designing the base with the curvy pathway, it is just better to design the base with straight pathway. Zombies will not take this curve, they will just walk here and then they will just float right here, and then they just start hitting the face of the base. But because the zombies are very slow, even though it's horde and they're supposed to be sprinting, underwater they are super slow. It's like they're walking, right? So that's when these sledge turrets comes in handy. So if you place down sledge turrets along the way, sledge turrets will have much more time knocking the zombies off of the path, creating this seemingly underwater infinite loop for us to take on the horde pretty easily. One unfortunate thing about building base in this water, which is very common in today's 7 days to die, this water wasn't really deep enough. I tried everything, building this main body of the base, steel and everything, and I made this block concrete to encourage the zombies to walk here and start hitting this, but what happened was the zombies spawn around here, walk on the ground, but because they're also swimming, they would just swim straight here without dropping down, and then they started hitting the side of the base or even face of the base. I think you can still build the base here. I mean, if you extend this to this side and build something like underwater bunker base where you don't have to use the pole walk but just use a corridor style base and put a lot of traps. And yes, by the way, all the electrical traps and blade traps was working underwater. You could put traps and fight the zombies that way. Other than that, in this shallow water, it was kind of challenging to build the base. So I decided to build the base in this huge body of water which I found in the wasteland. This is, by the way, a random generate world. I'm not sure if this body of water exists in every world or not, but this was perfect to build our base. Alright, now let's go to the third part of the video. Let us teleport to the day 7 and walk you through how the base is performing. Our current game stage is at 350. It's not maxed out, but it is quite there. Alright, the zombos seems to be spawning from this side, which we're not gonna be having any problems. Actually, let's do this. Let's get rid of all the zombies and let's restart the horde. I want the zombies to spawn from that direction. Yes, there we go. From this direction, we did not have any problems. So I want to show you the side that where we were having some problem, and hopefully our structure right here works. There you go. There are some zombos and they are following the path, walking around, and they are gonna be choosing the staircase to come out top. And one thing is that the spider zombies are not able to jump underwater, which I think that's a plus. And also the demolishers do blow up, so you gotta watch out, man. All right, the zombies are coming in from this side and they are funneling through the gap that we have created, or they are choosing to go around. Yep, there you go. This is actually discouraging the zombies to swim up. And we have a line of zombos right there. Let's do some piercing headshots. Wait a second, what? Oh, let's put that there. They actually destroyed the top of the sheet, which is why I made the water to seep in. It was, made out of a building block just for demonstration purposes, man. So yeah, the zombies are walking very slow. And it's given us a great time to actually pick the target, shoot at the zombies. the placement of the sledge turrets, I intentionally placed this here because we can reach the sledge turrets and repair it if necessary and put them back. But another way for very efficient design is place the sledge turrets on the side like this. And I think it's gonna work even better in terms of looping the zombies around. However, it's just you cannot really repair the sledge turrets if they run out of gas. I wonder if we can, fully AFK here. I really did not test this exact setup. So far, the sledge turrets are doing great job. Yeah, man, the zombos are walking. Okay, there's a bunch of zombos coming in. Can they handle this? Will the zombies be able to pass through that? Nah, a few zombos pass through. There we go, man. Our underwater working horde base. Our base is safe. They don't really hit our base, and we are utilizing the sledge turrets really good because the zombos are walking very slow. It's highly efficient. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Follow the channel for more contents like this. And also, I do a regular daily gameplay series. Currently, I'm playing on Loot Abundance 0 and No Trader Challenge, so I highly recommend to check that series out. And don't forget to leave a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day, and peace!